What does the political infrastructure think of you?
Oh, our prime minister is my cousin. so
Look at this beautiful place. This is Ilulissat in Greenland. Ilulissat means iceberg, and it is not only the iceberg capital of the world, but a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The mother to all these icebergs drops over 35,000 cubic meters of ice each year and spews them out more than anywhere else in the Northern Hemisphere. Incidentally, researchers say that the iceberg that sank the Titanic probably came from this very area. But temperatures have risen faster in the Arctic region than anywhere else on the Earth, and it is changing life here and around the world. Greenland is a very big island, in fact, the biggest in the world. It's an autonomous territory of the Kingdom of Denmark, and 89% of the 57,000 people identify as Indigenous Greenlandic Inuit. For those of us growing up, specifically in a certain generation, we heard about Greenland but didn't learn a lot about it. And when we did hear stories about Greenland, it was usually told from the perspective of colonizers, many of whom were euphemized as explorers. And right now, we're learning more and more about what's happening in Greenland and Greenlandic people, told from the perspective of somebody from here. She is perhaps the most well-known Greenlander right now. Q's Greenland is her social media page, and it is incredible. So we came to Greenland and we had to catch up with her. If you don't know her work, take a look.
where do we Greenlanders come from? Around 4,000 years ago, the first people came to Greenland. They came from the North American continent through Canada to North Greenland over sea ice. And during the thousands of years, there has been no less than 6 different Inuit cultures who have immigrated in several waves. Today's Greenlanders are from the last immigration called the Thule culture.
I suppose if you're going to go to Greenland, if you're going to show up here, you have to talk to the most famous person in the place right now. Q's Greenland. It's so nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
How are you?
I'm really good. Yeah.
Lucked out that we both happen to be in this place at the same time. This thing, Q's Greenland, wasn't part of the plan for you, was it?
I've been traveling a lot around the world and realized that people don't know anything about Greenland. I'm so proud of being a Greenlander, and I just want to show it and tell the true story of Greenland.
But what's so interesting is that in the last 10 years with social media, these stories would normally have been told by somebody not from here on a travel expedition.
I am the first Greenlander actually telling this true story of Greenland from a Greenlandic perspective to the rest of the world.
Q is not only a content creator with over 1 million followers, she also has a master's of engineering science, is a mining consultant, brings Greenland to the world with her stories on the Indigenous cultures, history, art, language, and food. Her goal is to spread the good word about Greenland, but also some of the challenges they face.
We still rely on the plug fund from Denmark. It would be great if we could get our more income so we can become more independent and eventually completely independent in the future.
So many people who are following me from around the world are also Indigenous, and the Indigenous experience is different in so many places.
We have been a lot colonized back in the 50s, 60s from Denmark, and there's also some dark sides of it, which we don't talk much about.
We see how people who have powerful voices, media, can really change conversation.
I certainly have a huge responsibility, I feel, and I need to be careful of what I'm saying because it can have a huge effect.
The pressure of watching your words.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that?
I don't know. I just follow my feeling.
People are going to be coming here more and more over time. What are 3 things people should not do when they come to Greenland?
They shouldn't ask if there's any reservations because we don't have any. They should definitely bring a warm jacket no matter of the time of the year. The 3rd thing is it's important to know that we are quiet people. Observe our body language.
When I was in on Baffin Island with Inuit people, they were saying that for them, it came from the fact that it was so cold all the time, they'd be all covered up. And the only way to communicate was with facial expressions with each other.
Yeah.
And that did it. That could cover it.
Exactly.
What do you think is the emotional essence of this place?
I would say go out to the nature and be one with it.
I took Q's message to heart. I got out there, boating and kayaking among the icebergs and seeing the ice sheet for myself, and was it incredible. Greenland is one of the most magnificent places on Earth, but it's not just extraordinary landscapes. I also checked out the music and artisans, also amazing. People like Q are putting Greenland on the social media map, but more importantly, shining a light on some of the issues that are arising in this place. While Greenlanders have always adapted to their ever-changing environment, as home to one of the only 2 ice sheets in the world, we wonder what impact climate change will have on this mighty island that has certainly become one of the epicenters of global climate change.